Hello everybody and welcome to another Goliath guitar tutorial. My name is Gareth Evans. This song is Dance Monkey by Tones and I, and this is a fingerstyle version of the song which I've just played a snippet for you right here. So let's get started then. You're going to need a capo on the 4th fret of your guitar right here, and then you will need to drop tune your 6th string, so it's a drop D tuning. Okay. Okay, so here we're up to the 5th fret, barred with the index finger, from 5 through to the bomb. And then you've got these two positions there. You've got the 6th fret on the 2nd string and the 7th fret on the 3rd string. Okay, so with the right hand or the plucking hand, we're playing 1, 2 and 5, and then 1 and 2 together twice after that, and then repeat. Okay, so it's, you'll notice that I'm not letting the strings ring out. That's what the little rests are in the tabs. That's why it looks pretty messy. It's muting basically. Okay, so it's short, it's snappy. That's what it sounds like. And then one last pinch on all 3. Okay, and then that sequence there. So it's 5th string, 3rd string, which is the 7th fret. Move everything down to you're barring now the 1st fret all the way across, and then the 3rd fret here on the 3rd string. Okay. Okay, once you're here, this is bar 2 now. 1st fret on the 5th string, you've got the 3rd fret on the 3rd and 2nd string, and also you're barred on the 1st string on the 1st fret. So once you're there, you play a single note on the 5th string and then repeat the previous picking pattern. So instead of a pinch to begin, like you did in the previous bar, you're just doing a pluck on the 5th string to begin the bar, and then continue as you did earlier. So it's, and up 2 frets on the 3rd to finish off there. Okay, so okay, so that's bar 1 and 2. Bar 3, so you're on the 3rd fret of the 5th and the 1st, and you've got 5 on the 2 and 3 there. Okay, repeat bar 2 with the pick and hand. So it's start with a 5, continue, and to finish, the last note is down to the 2nd fret. Everything else you should lift off. 2nd fret on the 3rd string. So that is bar 3, and then bar 4, you've got the open 5th string, you've got that 2nd fret on the 3rd, as you've just arrived at, you've got the 1st fret on the 2nd string, and the open 1st. Okay, so the picking now for bar 4. Plays like that, so it's slightly simpler. You play the thumb note on the 5, but then mute it straight after. And then the 2 pinch, the 2 pinch on 1, 2, and then the pinch on all 3, and then the 2 pinches on 1 and 2 again. Okay. Finished with 7th fret on the 3rd and the 5th fret on the 3rd. So we've got and that's the first 4 bars taut. So they should play all together like this. Right. Okay, that's at full speed. Now then, let's move on to verse number 1. This is bar 5 through 12. Good. So that's bar 5 through 8 to begin with. So we were on the 7th fret of the 3rd string, you play that with an open 4th, down to the 5th, back up to the 7th. And then when you get back to the 5th again, you play an open, or a pinch with the open 4th. Okay? Now, that's the sequence. So it's 7, 5, 7, open 4, 6th fret on the 2nd string. So all together. Right, so to finish off the bar, what we do is you come to around the 3rd or the 4th fret, and then slide in to the 5th fret as you pluck the 2nd string. And then also the middle finger, or ring finger, sorry, comes over to the 8th fret on the 6th string to begin the 6th bar. Okay? Okay, the 6th bar continues. A single pluck on the 6th string again. And then up to the 6th fret on the 2nd string, you pluck it with 2nd and 6th together. And then 2 on its own straight after. And then you come down to the 5th fret on the 2nd string with a little finger. The reason you need your little finger, you can actually use your ring finger if you like, because we've got a continuation around there. Okay, so whole of bar 5 and 6. Okay, bar 7 plays like that. So we were there on the 5th fret. You play the 3rd fret of the 5th string, and then 2 plucks on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Okay, now we switch fingers. We come to the 1st fret on the 2nd string, 3rd fret on the 5th string. We play a pinch on 2 and 5, and then back up to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and play the 2nd on its own. Okay, that's the next sequence. 1st fret on the 2nd, you play the 3rd fret on both the 3rd and 5th, up to the 6th fret on the 2nd. Okay? That's the whole of bar 7. Bar 8, from where you were there on the 3rd fret, of the second string, you play the open fifth and slide up to the 5th fret of the second string. Okay, finish off with an open 5th string again, and then play 5, 7, 5 on the 3rd string to lead into the next bar, which I'm not going to go into just yet because I want to recap this last section. So bar 7 and 8 together. Alright, now 5 through 8 should play like this. Alright, and a bit more up to speed. Alright, you'll notice above the tabs on that slide at the end of bar 5, you've got a little vibrato on that note. So if you can do that and keep your other finger stationary, then do. You can do the same there too. Although it's not written on the tabs because I'm an amateur apparently. Alright, so that's the first 4 bars. So it's at this point that I do want to ask, if you are enjoying the video, why not click the like button, because it really helps me out in the algorithm. Thank you very much. Next, we're going to move on to the next 4 bars, and this is where we start with the percussion. Okay, that's bar 9 through 12. Alright, so we've got a slap in here. This is the thumb slapping technique, I like to call it. That's because you slap your thumb onto the strings. See how that works? So what we're doing, it's quite simple. Don't tense your hand, relax your hand, turn your wrist. It's pretty simple, okay? You might need practice for this. We all did when we first did this. If this is your first time at doing this, then that's my advice. So basically it's a repeat of bar 5, right? This is bar 9 now. But we've got that slapping in. So the places where you got the slapping is along that note there. So we're slapping and flicking down on the 3rd string with our index finger, trying not to pluck any of the other strings. What I do usually is that I mute the other 2 strings around it, so the 2nd and the 4th in this case. I mute those with the fleshy part of my finger that I'm fretting with, right? So I can hit 3 strings essentially and only get 1 note. Okay, after that, okay, same as earlier, the only difference is now, after that pluck on the 7th fret of the 3rd string, you slap on its own, and then you play that 6th fret on the 2nd. And then continue. So, whole of bar 9. Alright, 10. Alright, slightly different this time. So we've got 8 on its own, 8th fret on the 6th on its own, slap, and then the 6th again. This time the first of those notes, those 2 notes on the 2nd fret, 2nd string, 6th fret, you play one with the flick on the first one. Okay, that's the sequence after that. So this time it's the open 1st string. Okay, open first string to finish that bar 10. Right, so that's bar 11. So we come to this kind of a C shape here. 3rd fret on the 5th, 2nd fret on the 4th, 3rd fret on the 2nd string. So to begin, you play 5, 4 and 3 together, and then 2 plucks on the 2nd string. Obviously we've dropped the slap in just for now, no percussion in this section. 1st fret and then 3rd fret again on the 2nd. And we've got that sequence, 5 on the 3rd, 7 on the 3rd, 6 on the 2nd string. Okay, that's bar 11. Bar 12 is there. And that is barred across the 5th fret of the 4th, 3rd and 2nd string with the open 5th as a finger roll. So you play them each in succession, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, really quickly like that. Okay, that's bar 12. And then we've got a bend here. So you fret the 9th fret with your ring finger, and then the other 2 fingers kind of hold the string firmly so you can get a decent control on the bend. And the 2nd note there is just the 8th fret on the 2nd string. So the bend you're looking for is up to the 10th fret note, right? Don't go any higher than that. It should sound like that note. Okay? So that's how you tell whether you're in the right position with the bend. And then lift off. To go. So that's bar 12 in total, bar 11 and 12. And then bar 9 through 12 plays like this. And then a little bit faster. And then into the next section. So that is it for this lesson. What I'm going to do is just repeat the whole of what we've learned in this lesson, just to consolidate what you've learned, and then you can move on to the next video. Okay, 2, 3, 4. Bar 13 next. So that was bar 13 through 16, just for illustration purposes. So that's bar 13. So where we are here, the 7th fret on the 3rd string, 8th fret on the 2nd string with the open 6, okay? And then you lift off from the 8th to the 6th on the 2nd string. So you play 6, 2 and 3 together to begin, and then just play 2 and 3 when you've pulled off to the 2nd, on the 2nd string to the 6th fret. Okay, back up, do the slap, back up to the 8th fret, and then back down with a pinch actually, open sixes. Okay, up and down again, just plucks on the second and third string, so far in bar 13. Okay, next, we play a slap and flick the second and third string, and then pluck up on the second and third string, back down to the 5th fret on both of those strings. And then pluck them once again after that, and then to the 8th fret on the 6th string, which is bar 14 to begin. Okay? So we've got okay? Okay, so bar 14, we're here at the beginning of bar 14. We've just played the first note of bar 14, which is that. We've got that sequence there. So up to the 7th fret, you could use your little finger for the this stretch here. It's quite difficult. I use my ring finger, but whichever. So here, 7th fret on the 3rd, pull off to that bar again on the 5th, and then back up to the 7th and slap with it. Alright, after we've got that, you play the 6th string at its own, slap and flick the 2nd string on the 6th fret, pluck it once after that, and then play the open first. Just like so. Alright. Right, rewind now, bar 13 and 14 together sound like this. Okay. That's bar 15. After that open first string at the end of bar 14, you come to that C shape again, 3rd fret on the 5th, 2nd fret on the 4th, open 3rd. You play those 3 notes, and then up to the 1st fret on the first string, 1st fret on the 1st string, slap and flick the 1st string, and then pluck it on its own. And then play the bass note again, 3rd fret of the 5th string, and then the open first. That's the sequence. It is pretty tricky. So we've got and continue with that. So it's 3rd fret on the 2nd string, play it twice, slap on its own, and then play the 2nd string again. Alright, that's bar 15. So bar 16 is that. So we begin open 5, 5th fret on the 4th and 3rd, 6th fret on the 2nd string. Do it as like a finger roll, let it flow nicely. Right, slapping a zone, open 5, and then we've got 8th fret here on the 2nd string. Kind of give it some vibrato so it's nice and wobbly. Slap down to the 6th string, just a single regular note. Okay? And then into the next section. So bar 16. So bar 15 and 16. Plays like that, and then bar 13 through 16. So, hopefully you've got that. Next 17 and 18, 17 through 20. And then into chorus 1. Okay, so what we're doing here, that's bar 17. So we've got, so that's why I like to use my little finger for this wobble. And then that last note on the 6th fret, it makes it easy to transition to this next chord, or chord shape, if you use your little finger. Okay, so we're 5th fret on the 2nd to begin, 2nd fret on the 3rd string. You've also got the 2nd string, 3rd fret with the middle finger here fretted, because you'll be doing that position, or doing that sequence. So it's open 6 with the open 4, and then the 2 and 3 to begin as a finger. And then just play the 2 and 3 as you come, lift off that 5th fret. And then back up with a slap and a flick on 2 and 3. Lift off again, just play 6, 2 and 3. Just a simple up and down again, just simple plucks. And then that sequence there, so you're in the 3rd fret on the 2nd string, you don't do any ups and downs anymore. Slap and flick the 2nd and 3rd string, and then pluck upwards on your way up, just on those 2 strings. And then up here to the 6th fret on the 2nd, 7th fret of the 3rd. Okay? And then put these other 2 fingers in here, or 1 finger, 8th fret of the 6th string. I like to fret the 8th fret of the 5th string too. With the open 4th, you've got a whole chord. Just in case when you're slapping or plucking or whatever, you play the wrong notes. Okay? 1st string is not needed. Okay, so it's okay. Yep. So that's the end of beginning bar 18. There's just that single pluck on the 6th string. So next up, bar 18. Plays like that. So what you've got here, like I said, this shape, you play 6, slap, pinch on 6 and 3, and then 6 on its own. Now slap and flick the 2nd string on the 6th fret, pluck it up afterwards, open 1st string. We've done this before a few times. Okay, so that's bar 18, bar 17 and 18. So after that open 1st string, alright, so we're in this C shape again as we were before. I won't describe it. 5, 4 and 3 as a roll, and then 3rd fret on the 2nd string, open first. Slap on its own, pinch then on 2 and 5, and then open first. So that's the next sequence. 2 plucks on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, slap, and then up to the 6th fret. So it's onto bar 20 now, and this is just a bar across the 5th fret of the 4th, 2nd and 3rd string with the 5th open as a finger roll. And then 7th fret on the 3rd string twice. Okay. Okay, you'll notice the slapping in that whole section apart from the very last bar, bar 20. There's no slapping, no percussion in that part. All right, so let's recap bar 17 through 20, plays like this. Cool. Now let's recap the whole of verse 2 so far, and we should have this. Alright, it is at this point that I do want to ask you, if you are enjoying the lessons, please click the like button on the video, because it really does help me out. The more people who click like on the video, the more engagement I get on the video, the more it gets favoured in the algorithm, more people watch my videos, more people subscribe, and it just makes it a whole lot easier to be able to make a living out of giving free lessons on the internet, which in itself sounds pretty crazy. So yeah, anything you can do to help me out, leave a comment, leave a like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. For those of you who haven't got the money or don't feel like donating, that's fine. Just do all you can is what I ask. Everything that's free, hit the like button and all that jazz, and I really appreciate that. Thanks very much. So next up, let's look at the chorus, bar 21. Okay, that's the sequence there. To begin, you've got this finger roll here. It's not even a finger roll, it's a downward strum with the index finger in this position here, which is 5th fret on the 5th string. You've got 7th fret on the 4th and 3rd, and the 6th fret on the 2nd string, with the open 6th strummed down. All together, it sounds like that. Okay, after that strum, you play the 2nd string twice and then pull it off to the 5th fret, which you should have because you've barred all the way across on the 5th string, on the 5th fret. After that, you play that sequence there, so it's 2 and 6 together, 2 on its own twice, 3rd string on its own twice. Okay. After that, you switch positions now, come to the 6th fret with the index finger. You play 6th string and the 2nd string together, and then the 2 on its own, and then the 3 on the 7th fret. Okay, bar 22 next. Pretty simple. So in this position like we were, third comes to the 8th fret on the 6th string. Play that, and again, and then pinch with the 2, 2 in its own, open 1. So bar 21 and 22 together, play this. Okay, after that, 23. That's 23 and 24. So after that open first string, you come to the C shape again. You play finger roll on 5, 4 and 3, and that sequence there. So it's 3rd fret on the 2nd string, by the way, should have mentioned that. It's after the finger roll, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then pinch with 1 and 5, and then 2. Okay, after that, 1 and 2 again, once more, and then you play that sequence there. So with the little finger, you slide into the 6th fret of the 2nd string and you pluck the 2nd with the 3rd and the 5th. So the 3rd is open and the 5th string is still fretted on the 3rd, but now you've switched position. Down to the 5th fret on the 2nd string to finish. Alright? Next, slide up and into the 7th fret on the 3rd string with the open 5th, and to the 6th fret on the 2nd string. And then open 5th, and then the 2 notes on the 7th fret of the 3rd string. So bar 23 and 24 together. And then let's recap the whole of the chorus so far, bar 21 through to 24. Next, 25 and 26 are a repeat, okay? So I'm not going to talk you through that, that's exactly the same. Okay, so that finger roll, but this is bar 27, that finger roll and then 2nd string, open 1st string, and then the pinch on 2 and 5, and then a 1, 2 in quick succession, up to the 1st fret on the 1st string, followed by 5, and then open 1st. Okay, that's bar 27. Okay, next up, bar 28. So here, open 5, 2nd fret on the 4 and 3, 3rd fret on the 2nd string. Okay, that's the finger roll, up to the 6th fret on the 2nd string after. Open 5th to continue, and then 7 and 5 on the 3rd string into verse 3, where we continue with the next verse. Alright, so bar 27, 28. Right, recap now bar 25 through 28. Okay, so let's recap the whole of this verse then. Bars 21 through 28 should sound like this. Alright, so before we finish this lesson, let's just recap everything that we've learned in this video before we move on. It is good to recap and cement everything you've just learned before you go and learn some more. So let's play it all together. 2, 3, 4. Hopefully everybody's enjoying themselves so far. We are now up to verse 3, which is bar number 29 in the tab or on the tab sheet. Now, what I just played for you in the intro was a bit of a primer. Just this is what we're about to learn. It sounds very similar to what we've played earlier. However, there's differences in percussion, and we're also introducing the wrist thump too. Get to that in a bit. Okay, 29 to 32. We've played this before. Now I'm going to describe that to you because that's bar number 29 and it's the same as the second line of verse number 1. Okay, so bar 30 is the same. But this time, instead of doing the open, last time we had the slap in, right? We went to the open and did that. This time, you can do the open string if you want, but I don't do that. I come to this 5th fret on the 2nd string because I'm awkward. You could do the open 1st string, it's the same note, essentially. But I like to not let it ring out, so that's why I fret it individually here. And this is bar 31. So it's basically what we did the first time we did the verse. After that, slap, slap with that 3rd fret before you move up to the 6th. Okay, that's the only thing I've had to illustrate here because the notes are exactly the same. It's just the slapping. And then that's bar 32. Okay, so it's the slap on the 7th fret there at the end, slap on its own earlier. Slap, thumb. You pluck it, slap it, and flick it on the 7. Okay? So that's bar 32. So verse number 3, bars 29 through 32, play this. Okay, bars 33 through 36 is a replica of what we did in verse 1 because the slapping was already there in verse 1. Okay, if you remember that, all exactly the same, so I don't want to waste time going through that. Now verse 4, this is where it gets interesting because we've got this is the wrist thumping. So this comes on the first beat and the third beat of every single bar, pretty much. So it's sometimes tricky to keep time because the bass note with your thumb, that you pluck the lowest note with your thumb, the slap and the bass drum are all pretty similar in all of these bars, right? So we've always got a thump and a bass note to begin, and then slap, thumb, thump. So it's two together, slap, thumb, thump, and then slap. Okay, that is the rhythm of the whole percussion. Okay? Okay, so that's how it should be, so you can visualize it. Putting that into practice is a little bit more tricky, especially in a couple of the bars. So 37, but 4. So thump there to begin, and then after that, you do a thump when you get back up to the 8 on the second string. And then continue. Okay. It's a thump on its own there, so it's pretty easy compared to the previous one. Okay. After that, bar 38. Okay, this is the tricky one, right? Because naturally, when you do the thump, you really want to pluck that bass note as well. That isn't the case here in this second beat of this bar. Let me illustrate that. 39. Okay. In my head, I always want to do this. Okay, which is different, if you noticed. It's very slight. If you end up playing what I just played there, don't worry too much about it. But there is a bass note that comes before the second beat. So listen carefully. Okay. So that's the whole of bar 39. So like I said, it does get tricky when you're thumping and not plucking the bass note. That's because there's always a relationship between the bass note and the thump usually. Not in this case, on this specific bar, it gets tricky when you've got these other notes in between. Anyway, I'll stop talking. 40. Okay, so it's a thump on that finger roll, a thump on that wiggly 8. Wiggly 8, let's call it. So all in all, 39, 40. And then, just to illustrate how the thumping goes, 37 through 40 goes like this. 2, 3, 4. All right, so let's move on. But you see how we're playing exactly the same thing as the first, or the third verse, sorry, the second verse. We're playing exactly the same thing as the second verse, but with the thumb, right? So it's bar 41, thump there, and then thump here. So bar 42. So it's a thump to begin here, slap, pluck, thump, pluck. So it's a thump on its own the second time. Okay, bar 43. Okay, thump on its own to the second time again. So it's a begin, obviously thump with that first pluck pinch. Thump there, 2 plucks, slap again. And bar 44 doesn't have any thumps. Sorry. And into chorus 2. So bar 41 through 44, I'm going to play it slow for you again, see if you can pick up these thumps. Alright, hopefully you got that, because it's all I've shown you really is how to integrate the wrist thumping into what we already knew. Okay, and leave it out if you are struggling, just learn the bits properly first and then add the thumping in afterwards. So next up is chorus number 2, and this, there was no percussion at all in the first chorus, but now there's thumping and slapping in this one, which makes it hard, but all the notes are pretty much the same. Okay, this is obviously the most difficult line in the song. There's a lot of very intricate melody notes with your fingers as you're doing this thumping and slapping. Rock hard, essentially. Okay, so this finger roll down. Sorry, this strum down is with a thump, and that pull off from 6 to 5 in the second is with the slap. Alright, so after that, on that very last pluck on the second string, you thump. Okay, and then it's that slap on the first of the 6th fret second string. Okay. Okay. After that, 46 slap. This is a lot easier. So we've got the thump to begin with just the 6th string, slap, and then the pluck on 6, 5, 4, and 3 with the 8th fret on the 6th and 5th, open 4, 7th on the 3rd. That's in addition to the previous chorus, because we just played a thumb note in this position in the bar last time. Play it softly, you don't have to pluck it right out. Thump on its own after that, and then thumb note, and then slap and flick the 6th fret on the 2nd string. Okay, done that a few times. Right, so bar 45 and 46, first 2 bars of this chorus. Alright, now bar 47, probably the most difficult bar in the whole song. It took me ages to drill this. The problem is you've got a pluck in between this. Okay, that's the sequence, right? But it's really difficult to do it really fast. Okay, you can do it slow, fine. Okay, so we've got the pinch with the thumb, 1, 2, slap with a 1, and then 2, and then pinch without a thumb on 1, and then 5, and then 2. So it's thump on its own, 1, 2. This time we slide up to the 6 as we slap on the 2nd string, and then open first. And now bar 48, we've got open 5, 7, 7 on the 4th and 3rd as a finger roll, and a thump, and then the 6th fret on the 2nd string straight after. Slap, and then bass note again, and then thump, slap, thump on the 7 of the 3rd, slap on the 7 of the 3rd. All right. Okay, if you find that too difficult, leave out the bass note in the middle of bar 47. So play it like this. Even play it with the thump if you want, like I did there. Okay, that's the cheat way, the easy way. Like I said earlier, if the bass note coincides with the thump of the wrist, it's easier. Okay, this is what makes this bar difficult, because it doesn't coincide halfway through this bar, because it's weird. But that's your little cheat way to do it if you are struggling, because when you play it slow, it's fine. You speed it up, and you just gotta get those fingers moving. You gotta get them really moving fast. Okay, bar 45 through 48 should play this. And then when you speed it up, actually sounds something like that. Okay, let's move on to 49. That's all the same, 49 and 50, the same as 45 and 46. So bar 51 and 52 now. Play like that. So we've got thump that to begin, obviously. It's that thump on the open 1 there in the middle of the bar. Okay, that's the only thing that's different, actually the slapping. So there's a slapping with the open first to begin. There. And then the second open first, you've got that thump. And then up to the 1st fret, slap, and then open. Okay. That's bar 52. This position again, you do the finger roll with the thumb up to the 6, slap on its own. Okay, and then play the open 5th on its own. You play thump with the 2nd string and then slap with the 2nd string. What we're doing with the other things finger, we're just resting our finger on at this point. So we can slap without fretting. You know, if we fretted the 1st finger, we'd hear that. Because we're just touching and muting the strings, we only hear that, okay? Makes it easier. You have to be so precise. Right. So, by the way, if you don't know what positions I'm using, if I'm running too fast, it's because you've missed one of the lessons. You should know these positions, right? So, don't be shouting in the comments that oh, you didn't tell us where the position of the fingers were, because we've already done that in a previous lesson. That's why I didn't. I'm trying to make this go a little bit quicker for the people who do know. Right, chorus 2 then. Okay, that's chorus 2. Next is chorus 3, and it's almost identical apart from one very little thing. Okay? What we've got there is, on that 2nd string we've got a hammer up to the 8, and then the pull off to the 5 towards the end, so it's later on. So it's thump with the strum, 2 plucks on the 2nd, and then a hammer up to the 8 as you slap. Okay? And then you play that pinch, 6 and 2, back in the 6th position on the 2nd string. Play the pinch, play the 2 again, and then pull off to the 5 as you thump. Okay? Okay? And then continue the rest of the bar as you did before. Okay, so into bar 54 now. You play that sequence there this time as a kind of variation. Okay, so it's you play the thumb note with the thumb to begin, and then the 2nd string on the 6th position, the 7th fret of the 3rd string as you slap. Okay? Followed by so it's a pinch on 2 and 6. Sorry. Yeah, pinch on 2 and 6. And then the thump as you hit the 3rd string, pluck up the 3rd string. So it's single pluck on the 6th string if needed. Sometimes I play that, sometimes I don't. But very last pluck on the 6th string before you slap, flick those 2, and then finish up with the open 1st as the end of this bar. So 54. So that's it. That's the variation in chorus 3. I'm going to play 53 and 54, and then the rest of the chorus is the same. Okay, Okay, so I played all of 53 through 56 there. Like I said, the last two bars of that you've done before. 57 through 60, almost identical. Starts the same. Okay, after that you just do a slap and then thumb note, and then thump, slap with nothing else. So after that, and thankfully I've got my face back now, we can move on to middle 8. Okay, that's the sequence here. Straightforward picking on the beats every time. No problemo, we say. Oh, we've got here, we've got weird tapping, left hand tapping. We've got 2 of them. So we come to the 3rd fret on the 2nd string, 2nd fret on the 3rd. We play this. So you play a pinch on 2 and 4, followed by 2, followed by 3, and then you hammer the middle finger, tap it into the 3rd fret on the 4th string. If you can't get it to ring out, just pluck the string, if you like. Okay? Okay, next, move your ring finger up to the 6th fret. You play a pinch on 4 and 2. 3, hammer into the 7th fret of the 4th, and then 3 again. Same applies. Pluck it if you can't get a good, loud sound out of it. Okay. Next. Up to the 8th fret on the 6th and the 2nd string here. You play 2 and 6, followed by 3, 4, 3. Down to the 6th fret on the 2nd string, leave that 8th fret on the 6th. Okay, it really doesn't matter. I think I've tapped it a little bit different to how I'm playing it now, but you play that pinch for definite, and then I've got in the tabs, it's 3, then 4, and then open first. So let's do that. I sometimes play the pinch and then 4, then 3, and then open. So I use them interchangeably. Alright, so that's bar 62, and all in all, 61 and 62. 63. That's 63, right? So 3rd fret on the 5th, 2nd fret on the 4th, 5, 4, 5, 3, 4, 3. 5, 3, 4, 1 on the 1st fret. That's the next bar. So after you play that 1st fret on the 1st string, you lift off the 3rd fret of the 5th, and you pull off to open on the 1st string and play the open 5th. Followed by 4 and then 3. 3 then 4, still where we were with the other finger. Okay, so okay, and then on the first fret of the first string, pull off to open and hit the bass note again, open third, and then third fret on the second to finish. So that's the whole of bar 64. And with the previous bar, was that. So all in all, bar 61 through 64. Okay, so next up 65 through 68, it's kind of the same. Then it gets to here. Back into a chorus. So to begin, it's the same 65. Next, when you get to this position now, you play up to the 10 on the second string and do the pinch. Followed by open 4, open 3. Down to the 6 on the second string with your little finger, because you're going to need all the other fingers in just a sec. So this is bar 67 now. 3rd fret on the 5th, this is a position. 3rd fret on the 5th. 5th fret on the 4th. Open 4th, sorry, open 3rd. There's that 6 on the 2, and then the 3rd fret on the 1st string if you can make that stretch. Okay, so after you play that note on the end of bar number 66, which is here, you play 5 and then 1. And then play 4 and then 3. So it's okay. After that, you play 5, 4, 3, 2, and then you slide the 2 down from 6 to 5 and hit the bass note at the beginning of 68, the open 5th string. You play, obviously, that open 5th, you play 4th string, the 3rd string on the 2nd fret with the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, so it's 2 on the 3rd, 3rd on the 2nd. Okay, that's the sequence. Now, we come to this position. That's the 2nd fret on the 4th, 5th fret on the 1st. We play a finger roll, open 5, 4, open 3, 2. And then everything off apart from the 3rd fret on the 2nd. Just pluck those on their own, no finger roll. Increasingly louder because we're building up to a chorus, right? So we've got alright, so the whole of the middle 8 plays like this. Now we're into the final couple of choruses of this song. If you haven't already guessed, it's another chorus 4, 69. We just built up into this section. So chorus 4 is exactly the same as chorus number 2 with the percussion. I've just described to you that at the beginning of this lesson. Okay, so chorus 5 is exactly the same as the chorus that we played earlier too, with that that other weird kind of melody line. It goes like this. Okay. That very ending is the only difference. So halfway through the second line of this chorus, we get to this bit, even. Here we drop all percussion and play simple picking on that bar 83. Okay, I won't describe that, you've done it with percussion. All you're doing is leaving out the percussion. And then 84, you do that. Again, no percussion. You play the open 5th string, do this. Do that sequence there. So up to the 5th fret on the 2, do a little bend. It's not even up a full semitone. Okay? Bend up and then down. You play 2 and 3 together, sliding into the 5th fret on the 2, 3 being open. And then open 4, 2nd fret on the 3rd, 3rd fret on the 2nd as I finger up to finish. Nice little vibrato at the end just to round it off so it sounds nice. Okay, so the whole of this very last chorus with the outro should sound something like this. Okay, that's the end of the song, and that's pretty much the end of this lesson, and hopefully you have enjoyed it. Hopefully you've gotten a lot out of it and you're able to play the whole thing from beginning to end. There is the tabs video that I've mentioned before to help you along, to recap some things, because now you know how to play. Sometimes you forget, right? So the tabs on screen video is ideal for that. Just a quick refresh, if you like, of where the finger positions are, and as the tabs are going along the screen, you can check that out. That'll be available, if not already available. It'll be coming along very, very soon. And obviously head over to Gareth Guitar Tutorials. I will mention now, since you've gotten to the end of this series, you're obviously appreciating these guitar lessons. So I always put a call out for people who do make it to the end of these lessons to support me in any way that you can. So that's whether that's liking the videos, leaving comments on the videos on YouTube, going to the website to browse the guitar lessons, because I do make a little bit more revenue from you browsing on the website because of the ads on the website. Because of content or copyright restrictions on YouTube, I don't make a lot, if any, money on some of the videos on YouTube at all, because the copyright holders take their cut of, because this is all copyrighted music, they take their cut of the money, and I'm left making putting loads of effort into these guitar lessons and making very little revenue off them. So if you go to the website to browse your guitar lessons, it really helps me out because I make a little bit more revenue off that. But up from that, if you do want to leave a voluntary donation, there is a link on the right hand side of my website, GoliathGuitarTutorials.com, where you can do just that. Just leave a tip, $1. If everyone who watched this video left me $1, I would be a happy man. Really would be a happy man. But if you do want to support me on a monthly basis to get early access to the tabs and videos, go to patreon.com/Gareth Evans. Now, without these people, without these honest, really loyal followers, I really wouldn't be able to make these lessons. So it is thanks, all these lessons are here thanks to these people on Patreon who do dip their hands in the pocket on a monthly basis and support me bringing you these lessons, because I couldn't afford to do this otherwise. I'd have to charge, or I'd have to go back to work in a factory, is what I used to do. So I don't want to work in a factory again, and I don't really want to charge for the guitar lessons. So, if you can support me in any way you can, I really appreciate that. And with all that said, go and practice. You're probably going to need it on this song because it's pretty hard. And until next time, bye for now.